Who really is Alessia Russo, and how did she become one of the faces of the Lionesses, Arsenal women football team? To her neighbors, she was just the girl constantly kicking a ball against the wall in Maidstone. Alessia Mia Teresa Russo is an English professional footballer who plays as a forward for Women's Super League club Arsenal and the England national team. She is the current holder of FWA Women's Footballer of the Year for the season 2024-25. To her brothers, she was the kid sister who never backed down, the one who would throw herself into every tackle just to prove she belonged. And to her coaches, even at a young age, she was the player who trained with a quiet fire, never the loudest, but always the one you couldn't ignore. But to the world? She became something bigger. The lioness who turned one flick of her heel into one of the most iconic goals women's football has ever seen. A player whose audacity on the pitch mirrors the courage it took to carve out her own path in a sport that didn't always make space for her. Her journey isn't just about medals or headlines, it's about persistence, family, and the fearless belief that you don't have to fit the mold to leave a mark. And that's why today, we're diving into Alessia Russo's story, the girl who went from backyard battles in Maidstone to global inspiration for a new generation of football fans. The moment she flicked that backheel past Sweden's goalkeeper in the Euro 2022 semi-final, the football world froze. Wait, did you see that? A goal so bold, so audacious, it instantly went viral. That one strike didn't just send England into the final, it turned Russo into a household name, the kind of player you tune in just to watch. But Alessia's story isn't just about one incredible goal. It's about a girl from Maidstone who grew up kicking a ball with her brothers, who faced rejection, fought for her spot, and now finds herself carrying the hopes of millions as one of the brightest stars in women's football. Today, we'll dive into her journey, her rise through the ranks, her move to Arsenal, her life off the pitch, her family, her net worth, and the impact she's making on and off the field. So, let's rewind. Alessia Mia Teresa Russo was born on February 8, 1999, in Maidstone, Kent, England. From the very start, football ran through her veins. Her father, Mario Russo, played non-league football, and her brothers, Luca and Giorgio, were just as football-obsessed. Alessia was the youngest, and if you know anything about younger siblings, you'll know they often have to fight the hardest to be noticed. As a kid, she wasn't just playing football, she was living it. At age 5, she joined West Farley FC, where she often played against boys. Those early battles toughened her up. Imagine being the only girl on the team, constantly underestimated, yet every time she touched the ball, she made people stop and watch. By her teens, Alessia was already attracting attention from bigger clubs. She joined Chelsea's development squad and later moved to Brighton and Hove Albion's academy. But what really set her apart wasn't just skill, it was her composure. Russo played like someone who knew the game slowed down for her, someone who always had a trick ready. Her career took a bold turn when she crossed the Atlantic to play college soccer at the University of North Carolina in the US, a rare move for English players at the time. In Chapel Hill, she didn't just adapt, she thrived. Russo became a standout for the Tar Heels, sharpening her game against some of the best collegiate players in the world. But the real leap came when she returned home, joining Manchester United Women in 2020. Suddenly, she wasn't just a prospect anymore, she was becoming a star. Every great career has that moment, the one that shifts everything. For Alessia Russo, it came during Euro 2022. England was already flying under Sarina Wiegman, but in the semi-final against Sweden, Russo came off the bench and delivered the moment of the tournament. That backheel goal, yes, that backheel, was pure genius. With defenders closing in, she didn't panic. Instead, she improvised, flicking the ball between her legs into the net. The stadium erupted, fans lost their voices, and clips of the goal circled the globe within minutes. Russo wasn't just a player anymore, she was an icon. Kids tried to replicate that flick in their backyards, pundits called it one of the best goals ever scored in a women's tournament, and suddenly, Alessia Russo's name was everywhere. That one goal cemented her as more than just a striker. It made her a symbol of the fearlessness and creativity women's football had been waiting for. After the tournament, offers and attention flooded in. Manchester United fans adored her, but in 2023, Russo made a headline-grabbing move to Arsenal on a free transfer. Arsenal offered her a chance to play Champions League football, and Alessia seized it. Of course, it wasn't all smooth. She's had injuries, competition for spots, and the pressure of living up to her new superstar status. But if history tells us anything, it's that Russo thrives under pressure. Beyond the pitch, Alessia Russo has become more than just a footballer, she's a role model. Her journey shows young players, especially girls, that it's okay to dream audaciously, to take risks, and to carve their own path in a sport that hasn't always made space for them. Her family remains her anchor. Alessia has often spoken about how important her parents and brothers have been in keeping her grounded. She's not married and doesn't have kids yet, but family is still at the center of her story. She carries their support everywhere she goes. And then there's the financial side. With her Arsenal contract, endorsements, and national team appearances, Alessia Russo's net worth is estimated at around $2 million. Alessia Russo isn't just a footballer, she's basically England's supplier of jaw-dropping highlight reels. Picture this, defenders are chasing her, sweating buckets, and then boom, she pulls off that ridiculous backheel at Euro 2022 that had the whole world shouting, did she really just do that? Honestly, that goal was so cheeky it should have come with a warning label. Off the pitch, she's the kind of player who'll give you a smile that says, don't worry, I'll ruin your defense in the friendliest way possible. Now tearing it up for Arsenal, Russo combines deadly finishing with that playful, almost mischievous vibe that makes fans love her even more. Basically, if football had a TikTok filter, it'd be Alessia Russo, smooth, stylish, and guaranteed to go viral. Not quite at the level of male footballers, but a clear sign of how far the women's game has come and how players like Russo are changing the business side of the sport. Her influence isn't limited to club or country. Russo regularly uses her platform to advocate for greater visibility and respect for women's football. She's also seen as a fashion-forward figure, working with sportswear brands that connect her with a younger, global audience. But at the heart of it all, she remains Alessia, the same girl who used to kick a ball around with her brothers in Maidstone. Fame hasn't dimmed her competitive fire, if anything, it's made her hungrier. Alessia Russo's story is still being written. From that unforgettable backheel to her growing legacy with Arsenal and England, she's proving that football isn't just about scoring goals, it's about creating moments that live forever. But here's where I want to hear from you. Backhand index pointing right. Do you think Alessia Russo can become the face of women's football globally, the way Messi or Ronaldo became for the men's game? Backhand index pointing right. And what was your reaction the first time you saw that legendary backheel? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'll be reading every one. If you enjoyed this journey into Alessia's story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to see what fearless football looks like.